All right, so quick broadcast on this now, and that means that people who've been patiently waiting out there are now coming in. So thanks very much to you who are out there joining us now, and thank you very much for being on time, because I was just saying to Catherine that yeah, it's, as event organisers and training organisers, we always try and keep things on time. So it's no different now. And thanks for joining us during your lunchtime, which presumably you are. But we've been getting people from all over the place. So it could be evening or morning, or it could be in Japan or the US or New Zealand or whatever. Whatever. I am in Melbourne, so I'm on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people, and they're the custodians of Clifton Hill and the part of Melbourne which I'm currently in. So I pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and future. And wherever you are, I like to ask you to take a moment to think about what your relationship is to the land and the environment in which you live in. So if you've been before to this, you'll know the format. We'll have a webinar style talk from Catherine, who's waiting for us up in Brisbane. There'll be a Q&A opportunity for Q&A, and we'll probably leave that for the end. I think Catherine's timed it for about 30 minutes, this particular talk. So if you have any general observations, please feel free to use the chat box, which you'll be able to see in the toolbar. And if you have specific questions, then please put them into the Q&A box that you can also access through the toolbar. We may also use the facility to allow you to unmute during the Q&A as well. We were discussing that before, but I'll let Catherine go through that with you. Okay, so I've been introduced to Catherine through Christina at Singularity U Australia, and you may remember that she did a talk at LAST conference a year or two ago, and then also she returned to do a talk a couple of months ago as part of this series, along with another colleague from Singularity U. I can't wait to hear this talk from Catherine. She's really an expert in communications, and I'm sure that will help you to increase your virtual presence and make it more effective. So having said that, thanks very much, Catherine, and it's over to you.
Hey, thanks, Ed, and a big welcome to everybody. Thank you for that introduction, and thanks to the Gubbi Gubbi people for the amazing land that I'm on the Sunshine Coast here. So I would love to know where you're from and who is in our webinar today. So please jump into chat, say your name, say where you're from, and I'd love to say hi to you too. And this is all about virtual influence. Actually, can you hear me? Can you see me? I can't see you. I can't hear you. Actually, if you go down the bottom, you can unmute. Oh, just kidding. But did you know 85% of meetings start this way? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I can't hear you. And so today we are going to look at virtual influence. This is one of the most important things right now, because we're not going to go back to the past. I believe that, you know, this virtual influence, having meetings online, sharing our stories, presenting, doing pitches, sharing your products, this is the new way. This is part of the new way. So we really need to be ready for the upswing and to understand our body language and how to energize and engage people out there as well. So welcome to Virtual Influence today. Hey, we've got Adam from Melbourne, awesome. Ali Dad from Northwest Sydney, fantastic. So keep saying where you are and who you're from. And it's really, really interesting, because we do need to start to learn to communicate, and we have to be able to communicate well as leaders. We need to be able to energize the people we're speaking to and also engage them. So we need to learn how to use all these little different pieces of information. We have Linda as well from Melbourne. Versha here from Sydney. Fantastic. So we've got a few Australians catching up with us today. And, if you do have your phones on, just for 30 minutes, pop them onto flight mode so that you can really immerse in this, because I do believe it's going to make a difference for you. And, first impressions matter. And they say we get up to 7 seconds face to face to make a great first impression. They say on stage, we get up to around 15 seconds to engage the audience and for them to know that you are a master of your craft. But online, we only get 2 to 3 seconds. So it is really important, and one of the things I love doing is helping people craft their speeches and craft their pitches as well, so that you can engage from that very beginning. Hey, Shannon, we've got more people coming through now. That's fantastic. And if I made a good first impression, then I would love you to type yes in the chat box there, because it's very interesting. If I didn't make a great first impression, it would take up to 12 more positive experiences with you for you to be able to create that likability with me. Yes, Catherine, yay. Thank you. Thank you, Shelvia. Awesome, Shannon. Good to hear. Thanks, Ed. And, it's really interesting because one of the things is this little webcam, this little dot, so many people spend their time looking at themselves instead of actually speaking to, the boardroom that they have out there socially, or whether it's a presentation or a keynote. So even if we do take our eyes off to show a story or to add information to look a little bit more engaging at times, when we deliver that point, we really do need to look at that webcam. And a little tip is you could put a little smiley face or a dot beside your webcam, just to remember to bring those eyes back up there and, give the people a great smile, because the best you will ever look is when you smile. So virtual influence will be a lot about our body language, because 55% is still through our body, 38% is that tonality. And then, of course, what people remember in 2 weeks will just be 7% of our words. So have a look at that little webcam and get used to looking at your dot when you are speaking for any events that you're going to. And, the other thing we discovered is, of course, winners look up. Have you ever seen a winner run through the line going, oh, yeah, I'm so glad I did that? Their arms will be up, their head will be up. So it's important too that your webcam isn't down, that you're not looking down at the people you're talking to, and that they're looking up your nose, right? So it's important to perhaps lift your laptop up a little bit so that you are looking either at your webcam, or perhaps it's just tilted a bit. You don't want your chin too high, so you're looking over your chin down at people. So just make sure it's at a very comfortable level for your head too. But just remember that, like right now, I know I can't see you, but come on, shake those hands up, get your head up, give yourself a big smile, because this is how we start to energize ourselves. Yay, come on, Ed. All right, good. Very hard to be doing that and then be really grumpy. All right, so if you are feeling down, I want you to check that position of your body. Are you getting tired? Because I can guarantee that, within 1/25th of a second, you can put those shoulders back, put a smile on your face, and you can change the way that you're feeling and the way that others will perceive that as well. And, we have these neurons that fire, that make us feel the exact same emotion as someone else. So if I was really talking to you like this and looking down at everything, then you would probably feel a little low too. And if I yawned, you'd yawn. And if I could see you today and you smiled, then I would smile too. Brain imaging technology shows us that we react in 1/25th of a second before we even speak. And that's why husbands and wives can fight up to 2 days because of the raise of an eyebrow at the wrong time. True story. So I want to delve into a little bit on body language with you right now for our virtual influence. And I'm going to tell you a little story in just a moment. But first of all, have a look at the screen, type into chat. I just want you to have a look and tell me, what do you see? When you see this picture, what do you see? Just type into the chat, because there'll be an emotion coming through right now. And yes, it's a grumpy cat. Unfortunately, it is the grumpy cat, and I heard that grumpy cat pass. So yes, there we go. And what about this one? What do you see here? It's a monkey. Thinking monkey, we've got a raised hand. Okay. Deep thinking. Yeah, it might be deep thinking. What about this one? You know, my friend's got 2 of these dogs and she always goes, Kath, Kath, it's okay to pat them. I'm like, I'm not patting that dog. No way. Oh, it's just smiling. I don't think so. The interesting thing is we really look at animals who are aggressive, scary. We look at animals and we're more cautious. Like if my horse was stomping its feet or its ears were right back, I'm not just going to stick my hand out there. I'm going to be a little bit more sensitive to how it's feeling and to whether I'm going to be safe. But it's interesting with people, we just go straight ahead with their agenda without checking in to see, are they ready?